So 60% of our students on ELA in third grade were at that advanced proficient mark. And I fully agree with what you're getting at if I'm reading between the lines. If we had more kids above in the advanced proficient third grade, we'd see a better number of them in the advanced proficient in 10th grade.
You'd get a raise.
But what we have in Monomoy, and I think the data last year held out, and I think the data this year will hold out, is we have incredible growth that we see between third grade and 10th grade in our kids. So by 10th grade, we're seeing that 60% is now 93% in the advanced proficient. And the reality is, to give a student a diploma, they all have to hit that. You have to hit that proficient category to get a diploma. And to the best of my knowledge, we're not withholding diplomas because students aren't getting there. By senior year, our kids are getting there. And getting back, I think it's still, we want to see them improve in third grade and beyond. But the reality is, I think this worry that your neighbor doesn't know how to read, I think is erroneous.
If I may interrupt, should the role of the high school, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, be to teach people reading skills and math skills? Is that what the purpose? I don't think we want to go there. I'm sorry I even made that comment, but we need to be careful what we say about that, because that's not the purpose of high school. They should have those skills when they get here. I would not want to be a high school teacher, other than in English perhaps, dealing with that issue. We don't want, that's not, I think that needs to be addressed down here, needs to be addressed where it belongs. We have a problem now for a few years as they're coming up if it's not fixed. And then that problem will go away in high school. But if you don't deal with it down here in the lower grades, it will continue. And boy, that's not the purpose of high school. I'm sorry.
Well, Lou, I thank you for your comments. And
thank you.
Let's hear what progresses in the next several months. Hugh.
Good evening. My name is Hugh Drummond, and I'm a Howard's taxpayer. I have a question for Scott. Did you say that we had to hire a math teacher to teach the math teachers?
We hired a math specialist, that's working with math teachers.
Not algebra.
Why don't we hire good teachers to begin with? If we've got dead wood here, let's get rid of them.
Thank you, Hugh. I think I'm going to move on to the next appropriate recognitions.
Oh, that would be me.
That would be you.
Put on my glasses here, but I just want to acknowledge some high school students and middle school students for different little service pieces that they've done to the community. I got a nice letter from Jane Martin, who coordinated the Harwich Historical Society's Antique Show this year, and was just sending a letter to Principal Burkhead and I to thank the students of Monomoy Regional High School who serve on our soccer team, who came to assist them at the antique show. And then just we had a number of middle school and high school students who really stepped up as leaders and to support our community. One of the things that we wanted to do this year at the elementary level was shift the open house night to really be a curriculum night where it was letting parents know, keep the kids at home, come in so that teachers can really speak to you about the curriculum and help educate you on how together parents and teachers can team to go and support students. But knowing full well that some families needed support, we wanted to put in place some babysitting service for the Chatham Elementary School curriculum night and for both of Harwich Elementary School's curriculum nights. So from the middle school, we had 4 students, Margot Berry, Olivia Hart, Jamie Buffington, and Juliana Albello went and worked with Principal Daniels, and, watched the kids, and Principal Daniels even got to be, get some culture and experience the movie Frozen during the curriculum night babysitting, and at the over at Harwich Elementary School. There were a number of high school students who I'm sure returned very exhausted children to their parents as they were having all sorts of games and activities in the gymnasium. But those students were Garrett Sherman, Drew Senator, Ariana Mayer, Paige Harrington, Emmeline Vanderwolf, Emily Lyford, Haley Ray, and Melanie Watson.
Excuse me, could you speak a little bit louder, Scott? These old goats back here. Maybe we're out of here or something.
Microphone.
Actually, hopefully, on a serious note, Hugh, I think a couple of us here are having difficulty picking it up, so maybe next meeting we'll try to make a little action step and have a microphone here.
Oh, that'd be great.
It's a huge ceiling.
Thank you, Scott. Student representative, I'd like to introduce Samantha Parker from Monomoy Regional High School. Welcome aboard, Samantha.
Thank you very much.
You're going to have to raise your volume too because we are missing a microphone.
I mean, it is okay.
Right here? All right, right here's fine. All right, can everybody hear me? Good? Awesome. All right, so obviously we are off to a great start at the new high school. Today we had a wonderful activities fair, which introduced all the new clubs and activities that we have, brought from Chatham and Harwich. And Main Street here was just full of all these colorful posters and flyers, and we had music playing, all the club presidents and vice presidents, all standing, trying to get people to sign up for their clubs. And it was really great because all the students got to see everything that was offered, and a lot of things even I didn't know existed, which was really cool. Everyone is settling into their classes, off to a little bit of a rocky start, with the schedule being very different from both what Harwich and Chatham had seen, but it seems that everyone really is getting into the flow of things. And I know last year we all had some concerns personally on the Harwich side of things, with our classes being so short and the new class is going to be so long. But personally, I find now, even with, I think it's a 90-minute class that we have, sometimes we've run out of time because, the teachers want to cram so much information, and they don't even seem that long, which is really great. No one's ever falling asleep in class, that I can see anyway. The school itself, obviously, is beautiful. The library, all the technology. I was shocked the other day. I went into our computer lab and I find out that the computers are touchscreens as well, which was absolutely amazing. Also, the water bottle refill stations are absolutely incredible, and everyone loves them because, it's a pain in the butt trying to, tilt your water bottle over the old fountains. So those are absolutely great. And also the desks in the classrooms. We all love them because the old desks were really small. So when you tried to get a textbook and your notebook at the same time, you're trying to do homework, you could never fit both on the desk. So now we can have all of our stuff spread out, which is really great. As for the schedules and people scheduling their classes, there are some conflicts still, which are being worked out. But a lot of the enrichment classes, there aren't enough spaces, so some students are still in guidance, trying to find a space to get into a class, which I don't think we were expecting, but we had such an influx of students, which is really great. I think we have, over 600 students here, which is absolutely amazing. Looking at both Chatham and Harwich being so much lower than that, it was definitely more than I was expecting, which is really awesome. Let's see, the new technology, Chromebooks, I think were just finished being distributed today. And all the students so far absolutely love them. They love getting all their work done. They are a very big help to all the students, especially trying to get, your homework done, trying to type an essay. You can always come into the library after school. It's always open, and there's always a late bus to take you home if you're staying after for an hour. So all the students absolutely love that. Let's see. The 8th graders, they all seem to be getting into the swing of things. They are in their special little hallway, which I think is great because the 8th graders are definitely a lot younger than, say, some of the seniors. So it's good that they have their own area to really be with each other and to have all their classes. But it's also good because they see the other parts of the school as well when they come into, say, forensics, which is upstairs. I don't know if 8th graders can take that class. But, you know, the arts wings, they're all upstairs. And so they get to intermingle with the older students and kind of see the maturity levels that are a lot different, you know, in the cafeterias and stuff like that. So it's good they're being, you know, merged into the higher level that they're expected to come into as they get older, but they also have their own area, which is really great. So I think that's it for me. Anybody have any questions?
How are you doing in maths?
I love
She's one of the
it. I'm
top
in AP
10%.
calculus, which is great.
Here.
I know.
Samantha, I'm sorry.
Either
Great
one.
job.
Thank
It's
you.
difficult for most of us in a public setting to get up and make any sense of what we're trying to point out. And you come on brand new, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much.
This is, of all the presentations we've had since we've been here, not to take anything away from the principal presentations, but it's the first we've heard from the students, and it's very exciting. It's really good to get this feedback. We don't get much feedback from the day-to-day things that affect you the most. I've heard a lot about those water bottle fillers. I may slide, see if I can sneak in during the afternoon sometime.
Censored and everything? Just put your logo there, it does it all for you.
Cutting edge.
Thank you so much.
Our next topic is reports and discussions, and we would like to have our 4 principals for 2014-15 student enrollment as far as the initial projections and what seems to have happened in the first couple of weeks of school. So in no particular order, we'll go the most recently married. That would be Adam.
Keep doing this too.
Good evening, everyone. First, Hugh and Lou, I welcome you to come to CES at any time. Lou, you? Okay. I welcome you to come to CES at any time, and we can talk about action plans and things like that. Communities always, I'm trying to get them, more and more community members into the building to both learn about the culture of Chatham as well as ways that we can improve. And I think you're right. It's a national issue, and it takes a community on board to make a successful change. But you're welcome to hear the action steps that are going on. As far as our numbers, I hope the school committee all has a copy.
In the packet, the last page in the enrollment package is the Chatham Elementary School numbers.
It's eerie to look at these numbers and then compare them with Sam's Harwich numbers, and we do this often and say, wow, it's exactly half the student enrollment if we look across the board at a lot of the different grade levels. But if I can, for a second, just point out some specifics. Is everyone there with me? Okay. Within kindergarten, looking at our kindergarten numbers, that was one that we had made some initial decisions on at the beginning of the year, having one educational assistant at each class because we had 18 at each class, and that's something we'll be revisiting as the October 1st date looms, with the minimum not being 18 at that each class, which would signify the 1.0 educational assistant, which is part of the 701 grant that we have. So that's something that I'm keeping a close eye on, just to see if we get hopefully 3 more students into the system in the next week, or if those numbers will remain the same. As you can see, we do have a lower number at 3rd grade. That's our least amount, and it happens to be, I think that's one of 44 total students. One of Sam's larger amounts. So I think when they move on to middle school, everything will work itself out. But beyond what we look to do, or what the plan has been, is to have that 18 plus minus 1. And if you look across the board, how we're doing with that, it's pretty consistent across the board of having that at the elementary level. Do you guys have any specific questions for me in regards to this?
Adam, I think you're relieved.
Want to jump ahead to the
Yeah.
parent handbook?
Yes, why don't we do that?
Sure.
Okay.
While you're up there.
I do have one question. On these choice kids, is there any theme of where they're coming from?
Sorry, sir, I didn't hear you.
On the school choice kids that are moving, that are there,
Yep.
is there any particular school districts they're coming from, or where are they coming from?
Yeah, it's spread out from Sandwich, DY, I would say Barnstable, Orleans, Brewster. Yeah, Brewster. It's pretty spread out. And just a note on there, the SC is school choice. I know it's not labeled on here. And it's school choice, and it's not Harwich. So that's, the H is for Harwich there on the breakdown.
We broke out
It's-
for both the Chatham Elementary and Harwich Elementary. There are students from each town that have opted to go to the elementary school in the other communities. So those, when a Harwich student is at Chatham Elementary, or a Chatham student's at Harwich Elementary, there's not school choice dollars following them. They're within, within districts. The school choice dollars would follow that other column.
I particularly love to see that some of the Harwich kids are going to Chatham to fill those classes better, and to alleviate some of the overcrowding that's been at some grade levels in Harwich. It's great.
We're all sharks.
That's right. That's right.
All right, Adam,
Okay.
Chatham Parent Handbook.
The parent handbook, I explained it last week, or last school committee. If you have any other questions about what I submitted, or in relation to parent pickup, or the table of contents, hopefully was helpful in finding the information you needed when you were reviewing this. So I guess
It's pages 11 through 14 in the handbook.
Yes. 11 through 14 is the parent pickup. Yes.
I would be curious, I know that when you were here the last time, the school had opened only a few days before that, and because of the construction going on in Chatham, it was, quite difficult for a lot of parents to be able to pick up their students, and there were buses that were perhaps leaving later or arriving later. Has there been much improvement in that now that people are getting used to the unusual arrangement?
Yes, it's improving. I think it can still improve more. The first early release day took longer because there were more students. being picked up. So when I say took longer, instead of 15 minutes, which has been the trend, it was more along the lines of 20 to 21 minutes. People are waiting in line much longer than that, as early as 3 o'clock for a 3:25 dismissal time. But my clock starts at 3:25 when the instructional day ends. And as I said, typically 15 minutes. We've been as quick as 10, so I know it can be done quicker. This Friday, I'll send out my first principal weekly newsletter, and I'll define a few other ways that we will look to improve that process within that letter. Yes, Nancy? Oh, sorry. Terry.
I have to
Thank you,
go through
Brian.
him
Nancy?
first.
Sorry.
Could, it is described in here, but could you explain why
Why?
we're doing all of this? Because people seem to not really
Yeah.
get that. They think you just want to change it because you're evil.
Well, there is an underlying theme.
And you want to
Evilness.
block me in because you're down my room, fumigating my house.
Yes. If I cared, I'd apologize, but you know me. The purpose is first and foremost the safety of our children, to make sure that the plan for pickup involves a safe route for kids to be either dropped off to their parent in the car or picked up within the building. And we had concerns, the administrative team had concerns, as well as the local police had concerns that the way it was designed wasn't necessarily safe for our students. That, combined with the impending fire station project, and their, which is supposed to be demoed here in the next couple days, or the beginning of the demolition should begin in the next couple days. And after the demolition is complete, they will be extending their zone